I'm going to try and find somewhere nice and quiet, just out the way, and try and take a few pictures at least. Well, morning everyone. It's good to see you all again. It's been a while since I've been out vlogging. I've had a few health issues, so I'm thankfully over those now, or mainly over them. But what I'd do today, I thought, was it's pop to a local nature reserve. Really, I haven't really got a plan. I thought I'd wander around, show you one of my local haunts, and see what photos we can get. So I'll walk up this track now. It's quite a public place, so I'm not really a public speaker, so if I don't vlog that much, you'll have to excuse me. But what I'll try and do is find somewhere quiet, set the camera up, and just sit and wait and see what turns up. It's been quite an interesting place in the past. I've photographed otters here. Obviously, Great Crested Grebes when the season starts next year is always a good location. This one, it really is quite a picturesque place, but not always a huge amount of wildlife here. But certainly, if you look behind me, it's a nice little place to spend an early morning, and when no one else is around. So I'll have a wander and see what we can get. Before we go on, I just want to say a huge thank you for all the messages of support I've had over the last couple of weeks on my images, which has been incredible. Really, I'm regularly topping 1,000 likes on all my posts recently, but also just the messages of support for my tinnitus, which has been quite extreme recently. I was inundated with emails and messages on social media, so thanks ever so much for responding to me. Those that suffer with it will know what it's like, and those that don't, well, it's something I wouldn't want to wish on anybody, really. Thanks very much for all the comments, support. It really is appreciated, and even though I haven't posted for quite a while on YouTube, the channel's continued to grow with subscribers. I'm now over 2,000, so as promised on social media, I will launch a celebratory small competition and give away my running little owl as a print to some lucky winner. So watch out for that coming soon, and once again, thanks very much. One thing about this reserve is all the little ponds that you can find. These are just hidden away. There's actually no bird life on it at all, but it looks like it could be a good kingfisher spot. I have seen flashes of blue before over here, but I've never really tried for kingfisher. I'm not really into public reserves so much. I kind of like to keep myself to myself and stay out of the way. Especially when I'm vlogging, but it is a beautiful place. Actually, quite lucky we can walk around the reserve. A week ago, this was completely underwater. We've had a terrific amount of rain recently here in Northamptonshire and Bedfordshire. All the local rivers have burst their banks, so this whole area was just underwater. These fields behind me, if you can see them through the trees there, completely waterlogged, and although it's still quite muddy underfoot, it's nowhere near what it was like a couple of weeks ago. And you could actually probably put a boat down here. So hopefully in the coming weeks we'll have a bit of a dry spell, and a lot of this water can drain away. It's made the whole wildlife photography actually quite difficult. I mean, not very pleasant. I've been doing quite a bit of owl photography recently, as you've seen, and it's been hard work. It really has, and quite slow. So I think that a lot of that's down to the weather, and hunting for voles must be quite difficult at the moment. So let's hope for a bit of a dry spell. There's a beautiful sunrise over there. Some lovely colours in the sky now. and I haven't seen anyone. Well, despite such a beautiful reserve, there's absolutely nothing on the water at all, apart from a couple of swans. Yeah, I don't understand really. It's quite like that a lot around here in Northamptonshire, Bedfordshire. Some reserves, they have loads of ducks, especially this time of year, but locally to me it's quite hard going. And you'd expect there'd be some nice stuff on here, but there's nothing that I can see. So what I'm going to probably do, I'm going to go back where I've just come from. I'm going to find a nice little hideaway on that small piece of water. I'm going to set the camera up low and talk you through that, because I did a video once on setting the camera on a low angle to get the best perspective on the bird and the best distance between the bird and the background. So I'm going to do that there. Again, couldn't quite get low enough where I was last time. So I'll go through that again, and then we'll just hang around and see if we see any birds, even if it's some Canada geese or some more hens, but they still make nice pictures. So just walk into this new spot now. We saw when we first came onto the reserve. I'm going to try and find somewhere nice and quiet, just out the way, and yeah, try and take a few pictures at least. I see a cormorant just flown off, which would be quite nice to get a cormorant shot actually. They're quite a prehistoric looking bird. Unbelievably, I've never really photographed it before, so yeah, I think they're quite a nervous bird, so I'll find somewhere that I can tuck myself away. I'm just going down here now. But there's lots of birds singing. It's almost like there's spring in the air. It certainly feels like spring today. So it just shows you, if you actually get out, what you can find. And I've just discovered a new badger set, which I didn't know existed, and looks like it's quite an active one. Freshly dug soil there. There's a few footprints in the mud, as you can see, only there. Anyway, badger set right next to this beautiful lake. So I've arrived in quite a nice secluded spot. Apart from a swan, which you can probably see in frame there, there's not much else on the water at all. We're quite close to the road here, so if you hear a lot of traffic and the noise in the background, I apologise for that. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my my camera as I would when I normally come to a location like this. So let me do that now, and even if we take a picture of this swan, I can at least show you the difference between shooting a subject from a high position and shooting it from a very low angle as well. It's a bit of a repeat of what I've done before, but as I said in the last video, I couldn't get quite as low to the water as I wanted to. Here it's a much better situation, so yeah, let's try that now. So here we have the camera in a relatively low point of view to the subject out there. This will give you a nice image, a nice perspective on the bird. So I'll take a picture of that now before it swims away. And here's the camera as low to the ground as you can get it on a tripod. I mean, the other alternative in this situation would be to use a beanbag and lie on the ground. I haven't got one at the moment with me, so this is the next option for me, is to either hand hold it, I could hand hold it and lay on the ground, but ideally with this big lens you want to support it with a tripod. So this is the tripod in its lowest position. Obviously you can't do this with a centre column, this is why I always buy tripods without the centre column. And then obviously camera mounted out towards the subject out there. So let's take a picture in this position and see what the difference is. It might not be huge, but let's see what it looks like. So there's the two positions where I have the camera very low to the ground, and I've taken images to compare the two. I don't think there's actually a huge amount of difference between the two lowest positions, but let me take a photo now in what a lot of people would do is just stand up so it's at the height of them, so maybe 5-6 foot high off the ground, and show the difference in that shot as well now, so you can compare all three images and decide for yourself which one you like best. Okay, so here we have the camera up at normal shooting height really. This is what I guess a lot of people would do, and this is what separates, obviously taking your photography to another level is all about point of view, and you'll see in this shot the difference it makes. So let's do that now. Okay, so what you should see in these images is a difference in the background blur. So the separation between the subject and the background should be much better on the lower angle compared to the ones where you're shooting up high and looking down more down on the subject, because the distance between the subject and the background is much shorter. You're looking down on the subject as opposed to looking on a level with the bird. So there's an even better way of doing this, and this is something that I would like to do. Is actually you can actually get in the water and have your camera in a floating height even. So the camera is literally skimming the surface of the water, and there's no better angle than that. But obviously you have to be a slightly brave man. You've got some very expensive equipment, balanced precariously above the waterline. So yeah, so there's the three different options, and I think you'll agree, well I hope you'll agree, that the ones with the lower angles are much better than the one where you're looking more down on the subject. And if you look at these two back of camera images which compare the high viewpoint to the low viewpoint, you'll see that on this one, which is the high viewpoint, that the background is actually quite in focus. And if I switch to one where it's the low viewpoint, same bird, same settings, see the difference in the background, hugely out of focus, lovely separation between the bird and the background, and that's the difference it makes. So plus it's a much more intimate type of shot. I know it's a picture of a swan with its bum in the air feeding, but it just proves and shows the principle: high viewpoint, low viewpoint. Okay, well I hope that goes some way to explaining the benefits of photographing birds or any subject at a very low angle. You can see in the images, and I'll put them on the screen anyway at the end to show the difference, but you definitely get more distance between the subject and the background when photographing at a low angle compared to looking down the subject, so you get that lovely separation. So yeah, if you can, it's not always possible, but if you can, to take your photography to the next level, get down low. That's the takeout from this video. I just want to say thanks for watching. Hopefully I'm now... Oh, there goes a cormorant. You can see that in the background. Didn't know that was there. Yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully I'm now fully recovered and back out doing some vlogging. Obviously lots of photography to come. I wish you all a very happy 2020. I hope you get lots of nice images, see lots of nice places and get out in nature as much as possible. It's great for your well-being. And watch out for the next video coming. As I said before, this is one I'm very excited about. It's videoing. I'm going to video tawny owls coming into a post, coming to land on a post. and then I'll take you through an image from the raw file through to the final artwork. So watch out for that coming in the next week or so. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.